Hey there, friends. It's Mr. Carl here. Listen, I am so excited for you guys. You have finished a book that has never been produced in the world before. Your efforts as a team have gone into creating something that is incredibly new and exciting and powerful. That's amazing. You're going to teach so many people about this topic that you've just researched. When it comes to research topics, I think that one good thing to know is that the first time you do a book that's about a research topic, that's kind of like our big practice round, right? We're a little bit slower. We've got to figure a couple things out. We've got to see how we work as a team. When we try it again, we get a little bit better. We learn from what we did last time and we do things a little bit faster so that we can get to the meaty, cool stuff, the stuff like adding in new things or doing research to find out exciting stuff that nobody's learned before. That way we can really try to think about how we're growing ourselves as writers. And that's really what the goal of this next research bend is all about. You guys are going to take all the stuff that you've already done, all those cool, exciting things, and we're going to do them a little faster because you've done it once already. So now you know. One of the things that comes to mind that good research writers do at the very beginning is planning what their research will look like. And today, what I want to teach you is that you can use all of the stuff, all of those teaching points that you knew about our table of contents and planning chapters, and you can do them in our next research project, and you can kind of do them all at the same time. Let me show you what I mean. When we think about our books, right? My research topic was all about penguins. If we want to transfer the stuff that we've done before, then there are three big things that I think we should really be remembering. We should remember that table of contents matter, that we need to think about what our topics are. Structures matter, and we need to think about what the structure for each of our chapters is going to be. And then also planning a little bit of how it goes matters. And a place that we can start is where we were before. So my new research topic with my group is all about frogs, right? Last time I did all about penguins. The first thing I can look through is think, which of these things could I maybe just transfer over to all about frogs? Which of these things still sticks? Okay, let's see. So if I want to do frogs, I could do frog life cycle. Yeah, that could work. Frogs definitely have a life cycle. Frog bodies. Yep, that one works too. Frog habitats. Frogs definitely have habitats. Caring for the fragile egg. I don't think that one works for frogs. Frogs' eggs aren't well, they are fragile, but there's like a bajillion of them. They don't really care for them very well. Ways penguins protect themselves, ways frogs protect themselves. Yeah, that could work. Okay. And then the penguin pack. That's like when all the penguins get together. Frogs don't really do that very much. So I feel like that doesn't work as well. Okay, cool. So I picked out a couple of things that I think are really cool. And now I can also think a little bit about like some of the things that I've done research about that I could add to this list. So my first four were the things that we saw before, right? But I also know that frogs make good pets. Penguins don't. So I added a different chapter for that. Frogs and toads. They're compared all the time in these books that I'm reading. So maybe I should have a chapter on that one. And like, I also know that frogs are in danger. So I did a chapter on how to help frogs in danger. Now, when we're thinking about our table of contents, right, we don't just write down the list. We've got to think about the order. And I know that frogs in danger, they're in danger because of their habitat. So I thought that that could be one that goes right after my habitat section. So I moved that up. Once I've got a strong table of contents that I feel like I might be able to present to my teammates, right, I know that the next thing I have to do is think about the structure for my table of contents, right? Do I want my chapters to be pro and con or cause and effect? Maybe boxes and bullets or problem and solution or compare and contrast, or is there something that's off the list that I might use? In these first four, I think I'm going to just try them out the way that they were in my penguin book. So I think I'm good for those, but these other ones, I need to think a little bit more deeply. Well, how to help frogs in danger? I mean, that's definitely a big problem. So maybe I could do that as like a problem and solution one, right? And frogs versus toads. Well, that seems like a compare and contrast, if anything. We're comparing frogs and toads together. So maybe I could use that one. That's how I'll do that one. Frogs as pets. Well, I had a frog as a pet once, and I kind of knew how to do it. Maybe I could make this like a how-to section, right? I could think a little bit about frogs as pets, and maybe I could think about writing it as a how-to one. So let me see if I can get that down really quickly. How to for frogs as pets. Okay. Great. Okay, so I have that there. So let me think if I can, once I have my structure, I really got to think like, how is this going to go? So let me see if I have enough to say in a how-to format. Frogs as pets. Okay. How to feed them. How to, well, I could do how to set up their habitats, but my parents did that, so I actually don't know how to do that one. Shoot. Well, maybe that doesn't work. Maybe I can try a different one. Maybe I could do like pros and cons. The pros of having a frog as a pet. Okay, well, frogs they're pretty cool, and they're really quiet, and they're really low maintenance. They're also cool colors, so maybe I could do my pros first, and I have them there. What are their cons? Oh, they're super fragile, right? Like I remember handling them as a caretaker. That was really hard, and they don't really do too much. Maybe that's a con. Okay, I feel like this is a better structure, right? I have enough to say about it, so I can definitely use that. Do you see what I did there, friends? I didn't just go through and like plan my chapter and be like, oh yeah, this is the chapter I'll present. I tried my table of contents and I tried it in a couple of ways. And then I thought about structure. And then I thought through, do I have enough to say about each chapter? I haven't done any drafting yet, but really thinking through how these chapters will go will set me up for success so that when I start drafting, I can write fast and furious. And friends, you're one person in your group. Just like your other group mates, you're going to independently start today just coming up with some table of contents and trying out these chapters and thinking about how they can go. The better you plan before you meet with your group, the more prepared you'll seem when you present your ideas to your group. Once your group shares all of your ideas about your new research topic together, you guys can decide which chapters you all had in common, or maybe chapters that somebody had that were cool that you want to include in your group, and you can divvy up the work. Knowing the structure, you guys can get started really quick. Today's all about planning, friends. You're going to do everything that you did in your last chapter over a couple of days in one. Tomorrow, we're going to start drafting. So make sure you leave today with a really strong plan of who's going to do what chapters, how those chapters will be structured, and what your overall group table of contents looks like. Best of luck, friends. You might even try rehearsing with each other if you get a little extra time. Hope they turn out well. Your last books, I'm sure, were amazing. These will be even better.